Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review. This one reviewing the 46th episode of the My Hero Academia anime and the 46th episode from Iida to Midoriya, and that's the name of the episode. The chapter, which is the 184th chapter of the manga, JP Hero Billboard chart. Yeah. This episode roughly adapts chapters 84 and 85. Yeah, this is the start of the Hero Raid arc, and this is just a theory of mine. This is just a theory that this arc, because it's 14 chapters, it will take up 6 to 7 episodes. That's how long. It could even take as much as 8. But I highly doubt they're going to do that because they still got to do the Hero licensing arc, which comes right after this one. Yeah. So it's good that we finally are on a new arc now. This is actually something. The fact that we actually have this, where in the case of One Piece, they're still on Whole Cake, while My Hero Academia is already on another arc. Yep. And this is just the start of it. Now, simply put, this arc is just picks right where the last off. Midoriya in the hospital after the events of the last arc. Yeah. The Hero Licensing arc comes right after this one. The next arc that comes after this one is the Hero Licensing arc. This one's 14 chapters. Yeah, 14 chapters. Yeah. Now, simply put, there's at one point in the episode where they showed this briefly, where Endeavor gets a phone call, and it's from the detective who has been a recurring character this whole series, and he's like, I need your help with something, and of course is dealing with the whole raid on this particular place. Now, in the case of what Midoriya is up to, him, Shudo, the guy who hardens, Creati, and Ingenium decided to go and rescue Bakudo, who was kidnapped at the end of the previous arc. So initially, Ingenium was against it at first. They decided to go along just to make sure to keep an eye on them. So he goes with them, and they decided to go to the place where the villain Taito is, and because their faces are publicly known, so they decided to put on disguises. Midoriya decides to put on like a blue dress pants, blue suit coat, pink shirt, and sunglasses, and puts on like a fake beard. And Genia puts on white short sleeve button up shirt, bow tie, suspenders, and dress pants. Creati puts on this beautiful dress that she just. Oh yeah, she also is the only character aside from Midoriya who wears shades. Yeah, she puts her hair up. Of course, her hair is always like that. Anyways, it's just red, like kind of like kind of like she looks like she's ready to go to a party, like a ball. Shudo, well, also Ingenium also kind of trims the back of his hair, gives himself a crew cut and a fake like little beard. Shudo puts on a blue wig. Let's see. Oh yeah, he also puts on like a white long sleeve shirt. I think it's a button-up shirt with a collar and button, a neck chain, a vest, and dress pants. And the hardened guy puts on like antenna for some reason. No reason for that. And he looks like one of those. Midoriya, and Shudo kind of look like modern gangsters, the way they're dressed. Ingenium looks like an older guy, like kind of like how older men tend to dress with the whole suspender thing. Creati looks like, well, because here's the thing, she's rich, so yeah. Of course, here's the thing, she's also the vice president of the class, so it is something though that she actually went along. And you also get a chance to see in the episode the UA doing a press conference and apologizing, and this is the arc where people start losing their trust in the superheroes. Starting to, but not fully lose their trust. Yeah, this is something that starts with this particular arc, because in the case of UA, which is the center of the blame, is because they've been attacked like 4 times by villains, and they have terrible security measures, and they still have barely improved. Yeah, but they do in fact later improve with later arcs. And of course, Bakudo was still held captive in the place, and he got freed, and he starts beating up everybody. And he takes out Togoryu, I think it's the guy's name, knocks out one of his hands, the hand that covers up his face like this. So I'm kind of like, okay, like, why in the world does he do this for? Yeah, he has his hand, one of these hands, he has like this a lot of the time when you see him. It's even like that in the manga as well, where he has his hand over his face. Now, the actuality for this, because around his eyes and lips, it looks like he's very visibly aged. It's like the guy's supposed to be in his mid-20s. He looks like an older guy. So I kind of get the reasoning for that. And, of course, Bakuto's the one knocked off his prosthetic hand. And here's something, though. After he's captured for this arc, he never puts a hand back on again, because after this, the guy is not seen much after this because he's captured, and they do whatever stuff after that. So this was by far a really good episode, a good start to this particular arc. And yeah, so now it's on to the newest chapter of the manga, which is called JP Hero Billboard. Yeah, because of all my retirement, they have a new new set of numbers, which I'll reveal who they are when I finish reviewing it. Now, things starts off seeing the school again first. Now, this is kind of seems like it gets a new arc in a way, because it starts off with the little girl who the meeting show up in this arc. Yeah, apparently she's in the care of UA, so she decides to stay there, and looks like that Ultra Gravity is basically adjusting her hair, which is nice of her to do. I think so. I think it's supposed to be her. No, I think it might be somebody else. I guess it's really weird how the artwork is drawn. Like here, what it looks like her, and two characters look almost exactly like each other. It's really bizarre. Yeah, so yeah, and of course, Froppy mentions she reminds her of her sister, and because Eri was abandoned by her parents, so she had to stay there. Not much of a big problem. And of course, I don't remember the guy's name. It's the guy who was basically an active hero, who was kind of like a hero to her, and he decided to keep an eye on her. Yep. Most of that talking, and of course, Dark Shadow gets a cold for some reason, and mostly put this is a lot of talking, and then all of a sudden, completely out of nowhere, the wild Pussycats return. Yep, for the first time since the Hero Raid arc, these characters showed up, and Coda shows up for the first time since the field training thing. Oh yeah, and Midoriya is revealed he actually kept the letter that Coda gave him. Yeah, he kept the letter. Treasured it. So the reason why the Pussycats are there is to celebrate her reinstatement of the party with one of the characters who had her powers taken by another character called Ragdoll. Yeah, her power was stolen by another guy who has abilities to steal quarks, and I think it's implied that her quark got back. I'm not really sure. So yeah, they got her power back, and then we see. I think this is supposed to be, from looking at his picture, I think this is supposed to be, yeah, it's all for one. Yeah, it's him. You see him briefly, and they do a lot more talking. It's like, okay, then we have this in the second half of the year. Yeah, they're revealed that Wild Pussycats are 411th on the JP Hero chart. Yeah, they reveal what this thing is, because throughout the whole entire series, you see this ranking, like, why, like, how in the world do they rate these heroes? It's this Billboard thing. And they reveal who is basically do these ratings. Now here are the new ratings they give. Number 10 is Dragon Hero Raguku. Yeah, she went down by 1 from last time. Yeah, she was the one who Grady and one other girl from class 1B decided to hang out. Yeah, she's a superhero who's also a model. Yeah, it's really odd. Yep. Number 9 is an old guy, gold samurai guy. 8 is like the one who's the washing hero Wash. Number 7 is the guy who can create trees, Cameron Woods. And here's the thing: Mount Lady is ranked number 23, which is interesting. Like why is her senpai, like someone she respects, why is he ranked higher than she is? Yeah, probably because she's a rookie hero. Yeah, she just started being a superhero recently. For those who are curious what Mount Lady's power is, she can go giant size. Yeah, she essentially is a universe version well, she has the same power as Cassie Lang from the Marvel Universe. And Janet Van Dyne had this power briefly, but she never used it after the one time she used it because this nearly killed her, so Thor had to possibly kill her, then she, of course, it reveals in the universe. Number 6 is Shield Hero Crust. Number 5 is Rabbit Hero Mugudo. Number 4 is Ninja Hero Eggshot. Number 2 is, let's see. No, number 3 is Best Genius, who was not there at this particular ceremony. Number 2 is Wing Hero Hawks. And number 1, I don't think anybody was surprised this happened because All Might retired, and this guy was number 2 for years. So the new number 1 superhero is Endeavor. Yeah, the guy who's actually really going to be a superhero, but he's a terrible person. Yeah, he's also a terrible father as well. Yeah, so I let the guy who's a jerk, much more bigger jerk than a lot of the other superheroes, be number 1. Yeah, I don't think anybody was. I think it's supposed to be like a big shock, but anybody who's reading this since chapter 1, because of how much, well, Endeavor didn't really like All Might very much, him being number 2 all along, and him being named number 1, I think this is supposed to be a shock, but I think for anybody who reads this particular manga, I don't think anybody's surprised about this. I'm not surprised about it because, well, this was predictable. Yeah, the rest of them were not as predictable of where they were ranked. I'm happy Mount Lady gets a chance to be ranked because, well, she never got ranked the whole time she was shown, the whole series, and now she's ranked number 23, which is interesting, though, that she's like that. And having Endeavor be number 1, not a surprise. Yeah, Best Genius being number 2, that was a surprise. But I think number 1, for anybody who reads this manga, was so predictable. Yeah, very predictable being number 1. I was not surprised, but I was shocked to see about his new uniform. Yeah, he's got a slightly different uniform. It looks like a different design. He says, with new costume is a new number 1 hero. Yeah, it's not much different from his last costume. There's a new design. Look like he has some shoulder pads to it and some gauntlet stuff. Yeah, it's a slight redesign from the costume he's wearing at this point. But Endeavor not been seen for a little while, though, at this point, so it's nice to see him. He's not my favorite characters of this whole series, but him being number 1, not surprising. Yeah. But of the adult heroes, I like All Might. I like Mount Lady. She's an interesting character. Gran Torito, who is not in these rankings because the guy keeps low profile. He's interesting. He's my favorite adult heroes. And I'm trying to think, who else is a good one? I would say Razorhead is a good one, and I would say Midnight. Yeah, the R-rated superhero. Yeah, she is so funny, and apparently her power is that she can put people to sleep just by ripping out part of her costume. Yeah, it is so hilarious. And I love the fact that all the guys, heck, even they even shows in the sports festival arc where all the guys are just drooling all over her because of how smoking hot she is. And she's one of the teachers of Class B, though Eraserhead is the homeroom teacher. She's one of the teachers for Room 1A. Okay? So, this is definitely a step up from the last chapter because it felt like, though, with the past couple chapters, it didn't feel like the story was progressing that much forward. This one felt like a start of a new story arc. Yeah. As what story arc is going to be, I don't know because there's no villains. Though, excuse me, this kind of felt like a standalone chapter. Didn't feel like it was, well, it was kind of tied into what was going on before. It kind of felt like it was like just next day after the Culture Festival wrapped up because this festival, yeah, this arc had not been going on for long. It only started with chapter 69. So a little over 10 chapters by now, so I guess they figured, though, why not just wrap it up there and just start a new arc? But what this arc is going to be called, I don't know. I have to look it up later. Yeah, I'll probably find out in another video when probably mentions exactly what the name of this new arc is. Okay, so that's really it. Oh, what we're going to give this chapter? I give this one 9 out of 10. Very much improvement over the last couple chapters for this particular series. Okay, so that's it for this video. Stay tuned for at least one comic corner I have planned for today. Yeah, just one. Aside from the comic corner, I think I might have one more video planned for today aside from that one. and that probably be for 7 Deadly Sins. But if not today for 7 Deadly Sins for that one, that will probably be tomorrow at best. Okay? But until I see you in the next video, bye.